All right, let's talk about something we all pretend doesn't exist in business, but it's actually legitimate rest. And let's be honest, hustle culture is wild. Saying you only slept for like 4 hours is somehow a weird badge of honor. Like we're all in competition to see who can run their business most sleep deprived. But burnout doesn't build businesses, it builds bad decisions and emotional spirals. And here's the story to kick this off. In April 2007, Arianna Huffington, founder of Huffington Post, absolute media mogul and powerhouse of a woman, is 18 hours deep into her workday. 2 years straight of running on fumes, espresso, and calendar that make Tony Stark look like he was on sabbatical. Then she literally face plants. And she she's like collapsing in her desk, breaks her cheekbone, wakes up in the pool full of blood. And that moment, it was her wake up call. Obviously, she later said, I realized success cannot be built on burnout and sleep deprivation. And plot twist, after she started working less, her empire grew larger. And here's the wild part. When she started resting more and working less, her business exploded. She wrote books on sleep. She launched Thrive Global and company that was literally made to end the burnout. She became more powerful, more profitable, and more present. Ariana said it best. I was successful by the usual standards, right? Money, power, but I was failing in life, working 18 hours a day, trying to be a CEO, a mom, a wife, and falling short on all four fronts. Here's the lesson for us. Rest isn't reward, it's the foundation. And the sooner you stop treating it like a luxury, the sooner your business and your life stops feeling like slow breakdown in the. And let's get one thing straight. This is not like a fluffy self care lecture about essential oil and $80 bubble bath. Although, if bubble bath is you think, I fully support your tap time. I personally love bubble bath. But, anyways, this is about building a strategic rest framework, a real system that turns rest into your business secret weapon. So, what exactly is strategic rest? It's the intentional, scheduled disengagement from your business to recharge your mind, restore your creativity, and create actual mental space for strategic, clear thinking. And it's not slacking by any means. It's just like, it's not taking a break when things calm down. It's really a non-negotiable practice, just like sales calls or payroll, because your brain is your business most valuable asset. And tired brains make bad decisions, forget things, spiral in circles, and accidentally cry in the produce aisle. Is it just me? Like, I do this all the time. Okay, strategic rest is about being smart. It's about showing up sharper, calmer, and 10 steps ahead, not just surviving the week. If you want consistent momentum without hitting the wall every 6 weeks, this is how we do it. And the highest performers aren't working 24/7. We all know this. They rest with intentions. Like, think about Olympic athletes. They don't train constantly. They have carefully planned recovery periods because their coaches understand something most entrepreneurs don't. The growth happened during rest, not work. Research shows that regular breaks increase productivity by 23% and creativity by 33%. But forget the stats. You already know this is true. What was the last time you had your best business idea while staring dead-eyed in your 47th email of the day? Never. I bet it's never. It was, in the shower or on a walk or right as you fallen asleep, as Richard Branson, brilliant billionaire entrepreneur, says, I work from the houseboat and had time to think without interruption. It's important as a leader to give yourself space. And translation, even billionaires need to stare at the ceiling sometimes. And let's break down exactly how to make rest happen without everything falling apart. Because let's be honest, that's the fear, right? If I step away, it all burns down. Here how we fix it. First thing, stop calling it time off. That language may make it sound optional. This is like strategic recovery, and it goes in your calendar first, not after everything else. Block off one full weekend day every week. Like I'm serious. This is important. I have Saturdays off. One weekday afternoon, 2-3 hours for midweek recovery. I still need to do that. That's like sometimes it's not there. And while full vacation per quarter, even if you just sit at home in your underwear, watching cookie shows, that still counts as a vacation. Color coded, make it visible, and protect it like it's the last piece of chocolate, in the house. And when a client wants to book during that time, like you say, I'm booked, then in complete sentence. You need to explain that you are booked for a date with your couch and Netflix. Remember what James Clear says, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Your rest schedule isn't optional, it's infrastructure of everything you do. The reason most of us don't rest isn't lack of time, it's fear that everything will implode, will explode, implode, without the magical presence. Um, Newsflash, if your business can't survive without you for 24 hours, you don't have a business, you have a really demanding unpaid internship. So let's change that. Create a rest readiness checklist. What's the top 5 fires that might start while you're away? Who can handle each one? What's the process? Identify your rest allies, VA for email management, team member for client questions, tag person on speed dial when your website inevitably chooses your day off to crash, and set up automation. Email autoresponders, very, very important part to keep everybody engaged, because I made a mistake once in my business. When you don't respond to a client within 24 hours, they think it's the end of the world. They're gonna call you five times afterwards. Within after 24 hours, you don't want that. So just send the email autoresponder that you're away whenever and when you're gonna get back to them. Schedule content, make sure everything's getting posted and you don't have any gaps. Clear boundaries on booking, and as Dan Kennedy, already like amazing marketer, says, the highest paid person shouldn't be doing $10 an hour work. Rest helps you see what you should or shouldn't be doing. If you're freaking out because you don't have these systems yet, breathe. For now, just do what you can. Imperfect actions beat perfect inaction every time. So just do what you can here. And let's be clear here, not all rest is created equal. Binging 3 hours of reality TV while doom scrolling Slack on your phone is not actually rest, it's a slow motion meltdown. This tactic is about building the recharge ritual, to go combo that actually resets your mind and body so you can come back sharp instead of sluggish. And here's how to build yours. Digital detox. Decide how you're cutting the cord, like shut down email, log out of Slack, pull your phone on do not disturb, whatever it takes to actually unplug fully. No cheating. You don't want to be like, I'm just checking this one thing. That's how it all starts. All right, move your body, physical recharge, right? So gently move your body. Walk, stretch, swim, dance around in your kitchen in fuzzy socks. Doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's not about hitting a PR or burning calories. This is a movement for recovery, not performance. Mental renewal. So engage your brain in a totally different way. Fiction, puzzles, podcasts about something weird and wonderful. Basically, anything that reminds your brain it's allowed to play and not just produce. Connection time. Talk to people who don't care about your business in a good way. Laugh with your kids, call that friend who knew you before you were the boss, be a whole human for a minute. And as Sarah Blakely said, I've always taken 2 hours in the morning to work out. Every Sunday, I have 1 hour meeting with myself to plan before anyone else wakes up. Those non-negotiables times are what keeps me focused when everything gets crazy. You don't need to copy their routine, but do you do need one. So something that isn't accidental rest, something you actually protect. This is what you need to have in your life, because your business doesn't need the burnout shell of you. It needs a recharged, clear-headed, actually alive version of you. Okay, so you took the rest, amazing, gold star. But now let's talk about how you come back, because the return is just as important part as the break itself. Otherwise, it's way too easy to slide right back to chaos immediately and do the benefits of your downtime. Here's how you make your comeback count. Buffer zones. Do not slam straight into the wall of meetings or catch up mode. Block 1 to 2 hours when you return. No calls, no fires, no inbox. Use that time to scan what actually happened while you were out, sort what actually matters, reset your space so your brain isn't screaming from the clutter. Capture the insight is the next one, is when those magical moments of clarity that hit midweek or in the shower. Don't lose those. Keep a little rest revelations journal. And I like the name. That's a pretty good name, so you can keep the name. Jog them down. So it could be a random idea, a deep truth, or just reminder like, oh, I hate 5 a.m. calls or 5 p.m. calls. 5 a.m. I also hate. Those are not fun. All right, so share the win-win. Tell someone what works and what didn't work. Tell your team, your business bestie, your partner, hey, I took a full weekend off and actually had a killer idea because of it. Why? Because when you say it out loud, it reinforces it. Robert Cialdini, aka King of Persuasions, big professor, and wrote many books on sales, calls the principle of consistency. When we publicly commit to something, we are way more likely to stick with this. So if you want rest, become your new normal, and not just once a year breakdown prevention tool. You've got to close the loop intentionally. Part 3, real world rest success stories. So let me share how real, widely successful entrepreneurs have made the rest a cornerstone of their business strategy. Jeff Bezos gets 8 hours of sleep every single night, running one of the world's largest companies, Amazon, as we all know it, I hope. He still prioritized sleep because making a small number of key decisions well is more important than making a large number of decisions badly. Whitney Wolf Herd, founder of Bumble and the youngest self-made female billionaire, implemented Digital Detox Friday, where her entire team avoids internal communication. She said we shouldn't wear burnout as a badge of honor. Taking care of yourself isn't self indulgent, it's essential. Oprah starts each day with 20 minutes of meditation and reflection, not because she has time, but because she doesn't have time not to. She credits this practice with maintaining her energy through decades of intensive work. What's fascinating about these examples is that none of these people were slackers. They're among the most ambitious, successful entrepreneurs in the history. They didn't succeed despite taking regular rest. They succeeded because of it. And let's be real, you don't start your business to become a sleep deprived, stressed out, relationship neglected zombie, who can't remember the last time they enjoyed a Saturday. You started it to create something meaningful and live a great life. But burnout steals that from you slowly and silently. It doesn't just drain your energy, it costs you 23% drop in productivity because your brain just can't keep up. 33% drop in creativity, problem solving, and innovation suffer without rest. 48% worse decision making. You make riskier calls and second guess more. Burnout doesn't just feel bad, it breaks your business if you don't catch it. And as Arianna Huffington said after her wake up call, we think mistakenly that success is the result amount of the time we put in at work instead of the quality of time we put in. It's time to make the small shift of strategic rest, and this will create massive results in both your business and your life. And your homework is this: block off your strategic recovery time for the next month before you close your calendar today, not tomorrow, not when you have time, now. Because remember, your business should work for you, not the other way around. Now, go take a nap. That's an order from your business coach. It's funny. All right, thanks, guys. Let's head to the action item.